You know, every single day, millions of people walk right into this fascinating psychological trap without even realizing it. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack the psychology of the millionaire mindset. We're looking at the massive, absolutely life-altering difference between just looking rich and actually being wealthy. Honestly, it's a distinction that will completely change how you view money.
Here's our roadmap for today. First, we've got the tale of two neighbors. Second, the illusion of wealth. Third, what real wealth is. And finally, we'll wrap up with the real wealth mindset. Let's get right into it.
Section 1, The Tale of Two Neighbors. Okay, picture a really nice, pleasant suburban street. You've got two neighbors living right side by side. Both of them are doing pretty well for themselves, bringing in about $120,000 a year. I mean, think about what a salary like that actually represents, right? It's opportunity, it's comfort, it's a super solid starting line for building a great life. They've got the exact same income, the exact same potential. But here is where their choices just completely diverge. Picture a typical Tuesday morning. One neighbor rolls out of the driveway in a brand new Lamborghini. The engine is roaring, heads are turning, and I mean, they look like a polished influencer who's reached the absolute peak of success. It's the ultimate status symbol. Meanwhile, the other neighbor, they're backing out in a 10-year-old Toyota Camry. Just ordinary, unassuming, and reliable. Absolutely nobody is turning their head to look at the Camry.
So, who's actually rich here? At first glance, the answer seems incredibly obvious. It's the guy in the sports car, right? But the actual truth of this scenario might just flip literally everything you thought you knew about money totally upside down.
Let's fast forward and trace their paths over a decade. Day one, the cars are bought. The Lamborghini owner looks like a total self-made millionaire to everyone on the block. They get the likes, the nods of approval, that instant dopamine hit of status. But behind closed doors? As 5 years roll by, this huge financial gap starts opening up. That sports car is depreciating like crazy, and those maintenance bills are just stacking up. Jump to year 10. The Lamborghini owner is buried in debt, sweating over massive monthly payments that are eating up every single spare dollar of that original $120,000 salary. But what about the Toyota owner? Well, because they didn't sink their cash into a depreciating chunk of metal, they quietly invested. Over those same 10 years, they bought into businesses, built up a diverse portfolio, and now they're sitting on a net worth of several $1,000,000. The person who looked the richest wasn't wealthy at all, and the person who built real wealth, they didn't feel the need to prove it to anyone. Which brings us to Section 2, the illusion of wealth. So why are our brains so easily tricked by appearances? Why do so many of us fall into the exact same trap as that Lamborghini owner? Well, growing up, our brains were constantly conditioned by the world around us. We watched movies where the hero steps out of a Ferrari. Think about your own social media feed right now. How many influencers do you see posing with luxury bags and supercars? We're just constantly bombarded by ads that equate luxury directly with achievement. Over time, our brains are literally rewired to connect expensive things with happiness, respect, and ultimate success. But we really need to ask ourselves, who planted that idea in the first place? Marketers and luxury brands operate on this incredibly simple yet devastatingly effective premise. Buy this car, and people will admire you. Car companies and marketing experts built this specific, repeatable story designed to make you crave what they're selling. Their job isn't to make you wealthy. Their job is to make you spend your money on their stuff. The narrative is always, drive this, and you've made it. And the real tragedy here is just how well it works. Without even realizing it, millions fall right into this trap, chasing an image just to impress strangers instead of chasing actual financial freedom. And it usually happens in 3 quiet, devastating steps. First, they drain their hard-earned savings just to scrape together the down payment. Second, they take out long-term, high-interest loans, literally chaining their future income to an asset that's dropping in value. And third, they pay thousands every single month for the privilege, all for something that mostly just exists to impress people they don't even know, while completely sabotaging their own financial future. All right, let's look at the alternative in Section 3, what real wealth is. So, while everyone else is playing the status game, a lot of self-made millionaires make a completely different choice. And it's not because they hate luxury, but because they understand this one crucial secret. Real wealth isn't about what you drive. It's about what you own. It's those assets quietly growing in the background while everyone else is so focused on status. They know that a luxury car just creates the illusion of wealth. And let's be real, appearances don't pay your bills. Appearances don't generate investment returns, and they absolutely do not create financial freedom. So what does real wealth actually look like? Well, it's almost always invisible. It's the investment portfolios nobody sees, it's the businesses nobody talks about, it's the assets quietly compounding in the background. Think about what that invisible wealth actually feels like day to day. It feels like waking up on a Monday morning without dreading a missed payment. It feels like knowing that if your car breaks down, you can just fix it without spiraling into a panic or taking on debt. It is the unshakable financial foundation you build when you finally stop trying to prove your status to the world. And that's exactly why so many millionaires purposely delay buying luxury items. They know that buying all that flashy stuff too early severely slows down their journey to lasting financial security.
Moving on to Section 4, the real wealth mindset.
Adopting this mindset means you have to completely rewire how you make financial decisions. And it really boils down to 3 key shifts. Number 1, build things that make you successful instead of buying things to prove it. Number 2, deeply understand opportunity cost. And number 3, do not let society decide your definition of success. Let's break these down real quick.
First, let's look at the contrast in how you choose to project yourself. Chasing the appearance of wealth, the designer clothes, the luxury cars, the latest gadgets, that almost always guarantees a reality of high monthly payments and virtually zero savings. It traps you in this endless cycle where you just upgrade your lifestyle every time you get a raise, leaving you sprinting on a financial treadmill. But being truly wealthy, that might mean wearing simple clothes and driving a reliable older car while secretly owning businesses and investments worth millions. The outside picture rarely shows the real financial situation. Focusing on building actual assets is what creates that unshakable stability.
And this brilliantly illustrates our second lesson, opportunity cost. Seriously, rich people obsess over opportunity cost. They know that every single dollar has a job to do. If you put that dollar into a massive luxury car payment, it's losing value every single day as that car depreciates. But if you put that exact same dollar into an emergency fund or an index fund, it goes to work for you. It creates a rock-solid financial foundation, and it actually grows over time thanks to compound interest. Wealthy people make sure their foundation is absolutely bulletproof before they ever even consider dropping heavy cash on things that go down in value.
Finally, our third lesson is a reminder that true success isn't just some flashy social media post. True wealth gives you the ability to walk away from a job you absolutely hate. It gives you the breathing room to handle life's unexpected curveballs, like a crazy medical bill or a sudden roof leak, without totally panicking or going into debt. It gives you the freedom to spend quality time with your family without those constant nagging money worries just hovering over your head. True success doesn't need to be put on display. True success is simply having the ultimate power of choice in your own life. So the next time you're driving around and you see a roaring supercar pull up next to an old, beat-up sedan, don't automatically judge the drivers by the metal they're sitting in. Don't assume the supercar driver has it all figured out, and definitely don't assume the old car driver failed. Instead, ask yourself, how strong is the financial foundation behind it? Is it a fragile house of cards built on debt, or fortress built on real assets?
Because here's the thing. The truly wealthy don't spend their early years trying to look rich. They spend those years building freedom, because freedom is the ultimate luxury. The goal isn't to look rich. The goal is to become financially free. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer today. As you go about your week, I really want you to ask yourself, are the purchases you're making today building your freedom for tomorrow, or are they just building an illusion?